Hello, and today we have quite an exciting model, with it being one of the most iconic aircraft of all time. Today we have the Gemini 200 British Airways Concorde, of course, in 1:200 scale. And this is a lovely detailed die-cast metal model, and it comes packaged in this lovely little presentation box here. I say, look, this is quite a big box, as you can see. On the front, we have a nice image of the plane found inside, as you can see here. This is identical to the model we have inside. Of course, we have the model of the plane, the iconic Concorde, and its airline, British Airways. Now, if we turn to the back of the box, you can see we've got some information about what a Gemini 200 is. You can see here. And on the side of the box, you can see we've got a picture of the plane again. And same on the other side. Moving back to the front, we can lift it up. It's got a little bit of a latch. You can just lift it up. And you can see the model inside the box without having to get it out. So you could have it very easily on display like this if you so chose. Just turn it again so you can see. Looking really nice and detailed in its box. And then also on the lid here, we have a little history of the Concorde. It's very nice. You can have a little bit of information to go along with this absolutely wonderful model. But now let's open up the box and have a closer look at the actual model itself. And here it is. Now I've got it out of the box and ready to look at. See, it comes back in this nice bit of foam that keeps it very nice and secure. Let's start by having a look at this absolutely wonderful model. See, it's got a very nice fuselage running all along. At this, a nice quick overview, and then we can look at some of the more in-depth details. Overall, it's looking really nice and sleek. Really nice design all across this lovely model. Now let's look at things such as the wings. As you can see, it's got one big delta wing, which is the name for this type of wing here. As you can see, very unique shape compared to other standard commercial airliners. So you can still see the flaps and stuff on this here. If you can look at the underside, as you can see, we've got nice big engines here, very powerful. You can also see on here the movable thrust reversers. You can just move those closed like that. Very easy to move. And you just close them back open again, for when the plane was landing, so it could slow itself down. I was looking really nice detailed engines as well. Back to the wings, looking really, really nice. You can see on the stabilizer here, looking really, really nice and detailed. And of course, it has one of the most iconic parts of the Concorde is the droop snoot, which when it's landed, it droops down so that the pilots could see forward, and then when it's flying, it would then rise up to keep, the nice aerodynamic shape of the Concorde. As you can see, it's got a nice narrow fuselage. Of course, it's delta wing, it's droop snoot, three of the most iconic features of this model, really nicely shown across it. Now again, this is a die-cast metal model, but some parts may be more delicate, so you should always handle with care as to not damage your model. And as you can see here, there is no landing gear on the plane currently, but it does come with separate landing gear here in this little bag, and they are all just little magnetic pieces that snap on. But if you don't want to have landing gear on, you've got little covers for them as well. So if you wanted it in flight mode, you can do that. But we're going to have a look at it with the landing gear on. So we just take the landing gear out of the bag. As you can see, we have the front landing gear. We've got the two more middle landing gear, and the final, this little rear landing gear. Let's take the model. As you can see, it will line up to the point, just make sure it's in, and it just stays on real easily. And because it is magnetic, just real easily just snaps on to the model, like so. And there you have it. It's got really nice detailed landing gear. It does have, the wheels do roll, as long as you're not pulling it off its magnetic base, which is really nice. Again, if you wanted to, you can have the landing gear covered. Now let's move. Let's put the landing gear back on. And let's move this foam out of the way. Let's take its display stand off so we can have a nice look at the model here. So as you can see, it can stand on its landing gear really nicely. Turn it around. You look at it from that angle. Well, this comes with this display stand, but it also has a little cover for the droop snoot here, which we will also get out and place on. And then once we've done that, we can look at the livery of this plane. So as you can see, got a little extra pieces. I think these pieces are to help get these other little magnetic pieces off once you put them on. Of course, you can see here, little covers for flight mode of the Concorde. Okay, you can see we've got a little piece for the cockpit. So if we take our model, lift it up nice and gently, try not to knock off any of the magnetic wheels. We just take it, place it on like so, just make sure. There you have it, you can see, look, fits really nicely on. And you have the snoot fully like up instead of having the kind of dip down a little bit. So it's nice and done. Now let's have a quick look at the livery, as this looks like the standard British Airways livery you see on most planes today. But this livery, known as the Chatham Dockyard livery, was actually first introduced on the Concorde. For quite a while, it was the only plane that actually flew with this livery. So you can see it says British Airways with the logo. Of course, the flag on the tail. And here you can see its registration of G-BOAD. And you can see actually the really nice printing all across it, really nice and clear. You can see all across it, you can read the things, such as here it's saying, do not walk beyond this line, which is written all across this model. Do not walk in the area. So overall, it's really nice. Everything on the printing on this is really clear, really easy to read, and as accurate as possible to the real Concorde G-BOAD. It's really, really nice. You see printing here and underneath. Let's take the cockpit bit off again so we can look at the underneath of this plane before we put it back on as well. Again, looking really nice. Registration again. See, it says Gemini Jets here, and that hole there is for this display stand, which fits it really nicely, like so. And you can have a really nice display piece of the British Airways Concorde. And let's have a quick rundown of a little history of the Concorde itself. Now, this is a retired supersonic airliner, and it was developed by the French company Sud Aviation and the British Aircraft Company as a joint venture. So this is an Anglo-French plane, looking really, really nice. You can see the landing gear there. Only 14 commercial aircraft were ever produced, with 7 being owned by British Airways and the other 7 by Air France, but 6 prototype models were also built. And they were all manufactured between 1965 and 1979 and were introduced into full service in 1976. But as of 2003, all of the planes were now retired. And during their time in service, the Concorde was the flagship aircraft of both British Airways and Air France. It's a really nice, iconic plane. Everyone loved it. It was the flagship due to how impressive this feat of engineering was, as it was capable of reaching speeds of Mach 2, which is twice the speed of sound, but due to this, it would create sonic booms, meaning it was limited to transoceanic flights, which is just flights over the ocean, so it wouldn't affect any of the people living around, as it was quite a noisy plane. Now, as you can see, this plane has a registration of G-BOAD. Now, this specific Concorde spent more time flying than any other Concorde in service. It's quite an iconic plane. This was the Concorde that flew more than any other. And not only that, it actually flew the fastest transatlantic flight in history, which took place in 1996, and it flew from London Heathrow to JFK Airport in New York in only 2 hours, 52 minutes, which is really, really fast, as the Concorde's speed allowed it to get its travel times down to half of what they would standardly be, which is really, really cool that it was able to do a flight typically a lot longer in just under 3 hours. And this aircraft for a while was on display at the Intrepid Museum in New York. However, I think currently it is out for a little bit of maintenance, but I assume it will return there once again. So you can put it back on its display stand, like so. Now let's go into a little bit about the specifications of this model. It has a length of about 30.8 centimeters or 12.1 inches, and a wingspan of about 12.8 centimeters or 5.1 inches, and a height of about 6.2 centimeters or 2.4 inches, which overall is a lovely detailed die-cast metal model of a piece of aviation history. The Concorde is one of the most iconic and important aircraft to ever exist. You can see it comes in this lovely British Airways design. This model is perfect for anyone who is a fan of the Concorde, British Airways, aviation history. It is just a perfect model of this plane. Let's quickly get its box back with it. It's a nice backdrop. Well, this plane is absolutely wonderful, and it's available now from modelcorner.co.uk.